Hello everyone, welcome to Onestop Academy English. Now we are going to start a series on English tenses. In this class, we will look at the present simple tense. I'll show you exactly when to use it, how to use it, and which common mistakes to avoid. We'll also review the basic differences between present simple and continuous or progressive tense. Did you ever wonder what tenses are? Tenses are the way we talk about time in English. Time means the past, the present, and the future. We have different tenses to express or talk about the other times. In this lesson, we'll learn the two basic ways to speak about the present in English: the present simple and the present continuous or present progressive. I want to give you a little overview so you understand the fundamental difference between these two simple tenses. For example, in the present simple, we would say, I teach. And in present continuous or progressive, we would say, I'm teaching. So, what's the difference between these two sentences? The difference is when we say, I'm teaching, which is present continuous or progressive tense, it means we are talking about something happening now or temporarily. What do I mean by now? For example, I'm teaching and you're learning. All these things are happening right now. So, when I'm saying that, I'm using present continuous tense. But when I say I teach, that is in general. For example, I may not be teaching now, but I teach somewhere. Maybe I teach in a college or in a university. I have a job. So when we talk about something true in general, that is present simple. Present simple is for something that is more or less permanent. For example, if I have a job that lasts all the time, I'm not changing that job every day. This is the job I always have. I will use present simple tense to describe that activity, such as I teach at a college or I live in Canada. But if I'm doing something right now and I will not be doing that thing after some time, I would use present continuous tense for that kind of activity. I would say I'm teaching right now. So present continuous tense can be used for something temporary. Temporary means only for a short period of time. Now, let's summarize what we have learned so far. Present simple is used for the activity which is done over a long period of time. We can say present simple is for always. Present continuous is for short period of time. It is used for an activity which is done over a short period of time. Present simple is true in general, and present continuous is true for something happening now. These are the basic differences between these two tenses. Let's focus on the present simple tense now. It's like this: I eat, you eat, we eat, they eat, he eats, she eats, it eats. We use present simple tense in 5 different kind of situations. Let's go through them one by one. First, we can use the present simple tense to talk about permanent things, which are more or less true all the time. For example, if I say, we live in Canada, this is where I live. Not just for a short time, but for a long time. I'm settled here. It's a permanent situation. It's always true for me. It doesn't mean that I never lived anywhere else or I would never go anywhere else, but it means that it's true for a long time. This is where I live most of the time. Maybe I go visit other places, but this is where I'm settled. So I would use present simple tense in this kind of situation. If you ask me, where do I live in Canada. Where do you live? So what we mean by permanent? For example, if you say, he works at a college, it means that this is his permanent regular job. Even it is for a year, he works there every day. You will use present simple tense for that. But if he worked there for a day or two, you cannot say he works there. It's a temporary job. You do not use present simple for a temporary action. You use it for a permanent action, for a long time action. Even if he's working there for 1 year, it's not a job that he has just for a little while. That's where he works most of the time, and you will use present simple tense to describe that. You can use the present simple tense for a routine. Now, what's a routine? A routine is something you do regularly. For example, if I say I pray at 6 o'clock every morning, it's my routine. Or I go to work at 9 a.m. every day, that's my routine. Or 5 days a week, that's my routine. So pray and go are the verbs in the present simple tense because they talk about a regular activity or a routine. We can use the present simple tense to talk about facts. For example, the earth revolves around the sun. This is a fact. It's a scientific truth. We can also say the sun sets in the west. Again, we all know that it is a fact, and we can use present simple tense for that. We can use this tense to talk about schedules. For example, the mall opens at 10 o'clock. Why are we using present simple tense here? Because the mall opens at 10 o'clock every day. It's kind of a routine. It's a schedule. Or the train leaves at noon. Not just this time, but the train always leaves at noon. It has a schedule. Therefore, we are using the present simple tense with the words open and leaves. We use present simple tense when we use adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency describe how often something is happening. For example, she always takes the bus. Always is the word that tells us how often something happens. So, if always is like 100% of the time, we have other words such as never. Never, which is 0%. It means it never happens. It doesn't happen. We could say here, she never comes on time. We could also say 50% of the time. She comes on time 50% of the time. Or we could say she sometimes comes on time or once in a while. She rarely comes on time. She often comes on time. So, when you see one of these words, which are called adverbs of frequency, that also tells you that you should be using the present simple tense along with these other situations. Thank you for listening. I hope it was helpful for you. In next lesson, we will learn how to form a sentence with present simple tense. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comment section, and I'll see you again. Bye till then.